going to be interesting.
I hope so. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden. We're back with more Lackey Grand Prix gameplay on to round 3 of Lackey Grand Prix 24. But before we get into that, we're actually going back to round 4 of Lackey Grand Prix 23, where I played a game, recorded the game, and was like, you know what? I can't do this combo like this. I can't just let that be what it is. That we almost got there. It was barely even almost, like you can't really even say that. And so I didn't release that video. I talked about it a little bit. Like, okay, here's I'm going to release it at some point, but I had to do the combo justice, give it a better, a fair shot, if you will, before releasing the video and talking about it. Just because people like to see things happen, the right way, so to speak, or have them actually play out. And if I'm only releasing one game per video, then if the combo is kind of janky, then it's hard to get going, unless you can build the deck more consistently, which is kind of what this video is going to be about. So we've got 2 games that will be played. Round 4 of Lackey Grand Prix 23, so going back to that one. That was against Jacob Arrowood, or Red Wing on the Discord. And then round 3 of Lackey Grand Prix 24 is the second game. That's going to be against Joemama Andrighetti. And we'll be playing both these games. I'm going to be showing you both of the decks beforehand. The games are just going to be back-to-back. So kind of going from the end of one into the other. And but yeah, I'm going to go over the deck and how it kind of transformed into something that I feel is actually, I don't know if viable is a good word to use, but I mean, like, it is definitely more consistent than this was. Like, I mean, I've only played one game with each version, but I think you'll be able to see why once we talk about it. So first, what is the combo? You can see I've got Necromancer highlighted here, and we've seen a lot of this guy recently, Jeremiah the Weeper. He's got an ability that says Paralyze evil characters of strength 5 or less. We don't really care about that. The second ability, while alone, reveal reserve, may use enhancements from reserve. He doesn't say good enhancements, or Jeremiah may use enhancements from reserve, or, any other limitations than just that. Which means that if we copy his ability with, say, Necromancer can then use enhancements from reserve. So normally a Jeremiah deck, you're going to see a reserve full of good enhancements, like a Sin Offering and Mary's Prophetic Act, and probably Potter in the Clay to make sure you get initiative, all that kind of scary stuff that makes you not really want to block a Jeremiah. Otherwise, you're just going to get blown out. Going to be able to do a bunch of damage unless you can negate his ability or try to remove him, whatever. Fortunately, everything's revealed, so you know what your opponent has, at least from their reserve, that they could play if they have a way to stop however you're going to try to block. So you might be better off just giving them the Lost Soul rather than blocking. But if we use Necromancer to set it up to banish Jeremiah, then your opponent's already committed. They're already in battle. If you're doing it on an actual block, what this deck is going to try to do is do it during a side battle. So you don't even necessarily need to depend on your opponent not stopping your combo with their attack or kind of seeing it coming. You can create the side battle, force you to be able to get initiative with Necromancer, and then you'll be able to go. Hopefully you've got your opponent on an evil character that they're not going to get initiative with, or either if they do get initiative with, that they just won't have enhancements of the right brigade for, or you can maybe take out some of the enhancements that they would have initiative to play if you were to pass initiative at some point during the battle. It's going to be a little bit tough because Necromancer is a 1/9, so you got to be careful about that and kind of hope your opponent doesn't have any other answers, but you're also going to want to be checking that before you go in to do the combo, because this is intended to be kind of a finishing combo, if you will, that I'm not trying to just repeat this combo much times. I just want to do it once and have that be kind of the finisher for the game by taking out your opponent's hand, taking out a bunch of the cards in their territory, perhaps drawing a bunch of cards yourself, maybe doing a little bit of damage to their deck, and then finally repeating these things, and potentially even having be able to set it up to do it again if you need to. But you're going to be drawing a bunch of cards yourself, taking out a bunch of your opponent's territory, taking out some of their reserve, maybe potentially even taking their Son of God. There is a way to do that with this combo. It depends a little bit on your opponent not recognizing what you're going to do, or you just having the right cards to stop them from doing it before you get there. But anyway, that is what we're going to be trying to do. And so we've got this plethora of evil enhancements to attempt to do that with. I guess I'll just go over those first, and then we'll talk about how we're actually going to set up the combo. So just kind of a quick overview. We've got cards that attack your opponent's hand, like Birthing Pains and Heavy Taxes and High Priest Plot. And Betrayal also can hit their hand, or it can hit a card in their territory. And then Confusion can also hit their hand or a card in their deck or reserve if you really need to, but probably don't do that. Hitting their hand should be sufficient, and taking out a few key cards from their deck would be good. And then once you've got those set up, you can also mill some cards from their deck. You can take some cards from their reserve. So let's say that you first do High Priest Plot to reserve a good card, perhaps Son of God, from their hand, and then you play Falsified Claims to take up to 2 cards from a reserve. You could take Son of God from their reserve. You could also do this with a card like Flying Scroll that reserves a good card from your opponent's hand. Unfortunately, you cannot reserve Son of God from their deck in any way that I was able to find. So there's no targeted reserve a good card from a deck, like Mayor's Prophetic Act reserves an evil card from a deck. There's no evil equivalent that I could find. So if you guys think of one, let me know. But that would definitely make this a little bit better. But you can still discard Son of God from their deck with Confusion. So that's also good. But High Priest Plot plus Falsified Claims is kind of a cute way to get an extra Lost Soul there if they happen to have Son of God in their hand and either didn't play it beforehand, which they should because they get to see all these enhancements, or they weren't able to because you've got Peter's Curse active or Complacent. That's kind of the best case scenario. So High Priest Plot, then Falsified Claims. And we also have Better to Be Slaves to hit their territory, False Peace to find whatever you need, Bearing Grudges can hit some heroes and do some damage there as well. And then, of course, we got Mimicking Miracles here because Necromancer is a magician. So if we are able to set this up such that Grain Offering is a copyable target for Mimicking Miracles, then we can use Mimicking Miracles to copy Grain Offering's ability to bounce up to 3 evil cards. If you guys know my channel or have been around for a little while, you've seen this combo before, but for some of you it may be new. Mimicking Miracles, being able to bounce 3 evil cards, can target itself and then 2 other enhancements. So if let's say I'm blocking or side battle, I've got Necromancer, I play Confusion, and I play Slave to Egypt, I can discard a card from your deck, then discard your top 3 cards, then I can play Mimicking Miracles to copy Grain Offering, which is going to be a target because of I can hold it in Ramses, is the way that I had it set up for this deck. I could hold it in Ramses and then copy it, and then I can bounce Mimicking Miracles, Confusion, Slave to Egypt, play all 3 of them again, and do this up to 4 times, getting to the 4 activations rule for each of these individual cards. And I could use Mimicking Miracles 4 times, but I don't necessarily have to bounce the same enhancements each time as long as I bounce Mimicking Miracles. So if I hit their hand a few times with Heavy Taxes or Birthing Pains, then I can start going to their deck and, doing Confusion, something like that. So that is the goal of the deck. Pull off that combo, and hopefully once you've eliminated your opponent's hand, then you'll be at enough of an advantage, not only eliminate their hand, but also some of their key dominance, hopefully if they haven't played them before you get to the combo, and then you could just hopefully finish off the game from there. We do have a couple of ways to rescue lost souls otherwise, like Gather Together, Banner of Love, and Told Before Truth in here. So that is the goal of the defense here. Well, I mean, kind of the whole deck is to pull off that combo. So we've got a few ways to do it. The main way is going to be through a side battle. You can do it during a block, and actually, because Daniel decks are so popular right now, this actually could be fairly easy to pull off against a Daniel deck. You do have to stop their Meshach somehow, but if your deck and reserve are protected with Storehouse, then that shouldn't be too bad. You can just play Falsified Claims to negate their Meshach, even if you can't reserve him because he's protected or something. You can negate him so that you can start targeting your opponent's hand and deck and those kind of things. So I figured that would be a decent way to do it. If I was playing against a Daniel deck, I could actually just do it during a block, not have to worry about the whole side battle setup stuff. But that's an option. Another way you can do things is, instead of doing the Necromancer to Jeremiah and getting everything from reserve, you can do kind of a mini version of it with Conjurers. You can take Mimicking Miracles, maybe you've used Storehouse to take something, take an enhancement. So just like Better to Be Slaves and Confusion plus Mimicking Miracles. That's pretty good if you can just loop those three times, take out pretty much all their humans. You probably get to draw a few cards and then snipe cards from their hand and deck. Seems pretty good. Conjurers could also get Betrayal, which would be good for that as well. And it's not going to be as good, of course, because you don't get the full combo, but it's good to just kind of get value where you can in a combo deck. You don't want to just have one piece go away and then the whole thing falls apart. You just don't want to have a chance of winning the game if you can. So the side battle option, though, that's the primary. So we've got Necromancer and then a couple of good targets for him to oppose in the side battle. Pharaoh Ramses is one of the main ones. He's a 12/12, so he's not going to pass initiative super easily. He will eventually, but not a lot of people are playing pale green, so I think that's okay. Your opponent will get to look at your hand and your reserve and know everything that you've got up your sleeves, but that's not going to be too big of a deal because hopefully they just won't have any options or like any ability to do anything because you've got Peter's Curse and Complacent lined up here to stop them from using dominance. So that would be ideal. Otherwise, Outsiders is also an option. It is an XX evil character and also 2 brigades, so they're a little more likely to have enhancements for it, especially in Crimson and Brown, which are popular brigades right now. But the ability doesn't really do anything. It only triggers if blocking, which doesn't trigger in a side battle because the character isn't blocking. And then the X, or the abilities there, are the number of cards in an opponent's hand. So as long as I can play cards to keep drawing more cards, then my opponent will, their Outsiders will continue to get bigger. It's a dynamic X. So their initiative will be worse and worse as my hand grows bigger when I'm drawing cards from Heavy Taxes and Betrayal and maybe Better to Be Slaves, Mask of Arrogance, stuff like that. So those are kind of the main 2 options here. Outsiders also just fit pretty well because I was kind of sticking with Brown as the kind of core of the actual defense, because I did want to have some ways to deal with, actually get blocks in here. So, Profane Daughters could help enable the combo here as well, kind of similar to Conjurers by being able to grab Birthing Pains and loop that if we need to. I thought about putting Unsuccessful in here as well, but just didn't have space for it because I want to just be a kind of pretty much all in on the combo. But so I just kind of built around Brown having Prophets like Profane Daughters and Lying Prophets that could also use False Peace to help set up the combo pieces, and then have a few other actual blocks. Outsiders fit really well because Abomination of Desolation, I wanted that in the deck as well, and we'll talk about that as far as when we're actually executing the combo. So that is kind of the core of the defense. We're going to be executing the combo or the side battle part, I guess, with The Lord Goes Before You. That's the only side battle option I have in this version of the deck, and going to be playing it hopefully pre-block with David and David's Harp. So if I activate David's Harp on David, or I guess it doesn't have to be on David, but activate David's Harp on David, and then I can search for The Lord Goes Before You, attack with David. David's harp is active. You can play an enhancement involving music. So I play The Lord Goes Before You, begin the side battle before my opponent even has a chance to block, which is important because you want to make sure that they don't have a way to interact or to if they block with the Husham or something to discard your heroes. Then David's special initiative and your plans kind of falling apart a little bit here. You're not necessarily going to be able to play Lord Goes Before You. So play that pre-block and then kind of do the whole combo. Hopefully by the end of it, your opponent won't have an evil character to block with if everything goes to plan. So then once the Lord Goes Before You goes off, you create the side battle. Necromancer, use it to, you can discard the bottom card of your opponent's deck, and then you banish a human from a discard pile. So before we get into the battle, we do have to have Jeremiah in the discard pile. We do also need to have Ramses out with Grain Offering in it, and we do have to get we don't have to get Mimicking Miracles out because Necromancer will be able to play it from reserve. So that is all the setup pretty much. Jeremiah in the discard pile, David with David's harp, and then Ramses with Grain Offering, and we need Necromancer. So that's 6 cards, I think, total. And then Jeremiah with a little extra setup because you need a way to put him in the discard pile. That can be done fairly easily by, for sure, turn 3, but the goal of this deck is really to get everything turn 2. Like, that would be the ideal. And so the way we're going to do that with Jeremiah, or get Jeremiah in the discard pile to do this on turn 2, is either you can discard him during your discard phase on turn 1. You can discard him to Prosperity if you happen to get him and Prosperity at the same time. You can discard him also with A-Bomb or Bearing Grudges, and any of those last 3 can be done on turn 2. So if you draw into Jeremiah, if you didn't have him in your hand on turn 1 to discard him during your discard phase, you can keep him in hand to then discard him with Prosperity once you draw that. Or you can use Bearing Grudges to discard a hero, or A-Bomb to discard a hero during your prep phase on turn 2, or your discard phase on turn 1 if you happen to, at least you can do Bearing Grudges. Or I guess you could do Delivered into A-Bomb to do it on turn 2. That's maybe not the most efficient way to do things, though, unless you already have David's Harp or you already have Grain Offering. So that's how we get Jeremiah in the discard pile. We have ways to get to Jeremiah. We've got the Prophetess, we've got Virgin Birth, we've got Intervening of Prophecy, which can help get us there. You can get to Virgin Birth and Intervening with Moses. You can get to, you can get to him on turn 1 with Victorious Being or Angel of the Winds and just go right into battle. That's a little bit risky because your opponent could do something like banish or capture him, which we don't really have great options for. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. But if you know what your opponent has in their hand, or you have a general idea that they're playing Greeks or something rather than playing Persians, Greeks are more likely to want to discard Jeremiah, whereas Persians might want to reserve him, or Edomites will maybe want to banish him, or Babylonians probably want to capture him. So you want to make sure that he ends up in your discard pile somehow, even if your opponent does block and maybe just ends the battle in a stalemate, then you at least have him in territory and can get rid of him with A-Bomb or Bearing Grudges. But again, it's a little bit risky to put him into battle regardless. You might be better off trying to get some value with somebody like Deborah or Moses, or even just going right to David, although that's kind of risky too. You can get David back with the Watchman, though. So that was something that I was kind of glad about with the Roots version of the Watchman, is that you can get David back if he gets discarded early on. If he just gets delivered star off the top of the deck or something, then the whole combo doesn't fall apart. Otherwise, we pretty much have to rely on our opponent giving us initiative on Moses to play The Lord Goes Before You. And that wouldn't be great. Victorious Being can also go get the Watchman, who can go back to David. So that's kind of nice. And then you just have to have David's Harp active somewhere else. House of Samuel, also another card that can help us get to Jeremiah or David or any of the tutors that go get them. So that actually wasn't really my concern as much, like getting Jeremiah out and then getting him in the discard pile. That wasn't going to be too difficult, but it's just kind of adding that along with everything else. Where you need David, we've got a few ways to get to him. We've got heroes I can search for him, but again, it's kind of risky to put him into battle. If he doesn't end up surviving or in your discard pile, then it's a little risky. But Told Before Truth can also help, I guess also with Jeremiah too, where if you play it as a battle winner on turn 1, shuffle your opponent's evil character, and then if special initiative passes and it's successful, then you can just band to David or Jeremiah from your deck, get them out, which I thought would have been, or was another nice way to get them out kind of safely without risking your opponent having something to interact. If they have an add to battle dominant or something, though, you could be in trouble. So that is for getting David and Jeremiah. We've got Offering Your Son to help get David's harp. Delivered also can get David's harp, so we've got a couple options there. And then House of Samuel can also get both of those. So there's a lot of different kind of moving pieces here. We need to also get Ramses, which could be grabbed with Covenant with David and put in play. It could also be grabbed with Egypt. Generally, you want Covenant with David to play Egypt, and then Egypt to either get Ramses or Storehouse. Egypt could also get Pharaoh's Daughter to Moses on turn 1, just kind of thin out the deck and then let Moses go get something to set it up. And then Ramses, it doesn't really matter if you play it as a site or a fortress. It can still use the holds any number of enhancements ability, even if you don't have Unity. Although if you do have Unity, I guess you can play it as a fortress and then use it to grab Grain Offering from reserve. But generally, you want to just grab Grain Offering with Storehouse. Covenant of Prayer is another option that I put in here. Was also kind of the backup way, like if they do somehow happen to banish Jeremiah or David or something, like having Covenant of Prayer as a release valve there is kind of nice, but probably not strictly necessary. So if we want to pull this off on turn 2, ideally Storehouse will come out on turn 1 so that we don't need to use Covenant of Prayer to grab Grain Offering. But in order to get Grain Offering on turn 2, I figured the reserve was probably the easiest way to kind of help guarantee that. There were a few things I thought about with having ways to get it from the main deck, but none of them really fit super cohesively. Then you might notice, have already noticed, that there are 8 dominants and 8 lost souls, so this is a 57 card version of the deck. I don't know if that really makes that much of a difference. A lot of the extra cards in here that I think would be cut are just extra consistency cards, and maybe we could cut some of the enhancements, some of the heroes, and maybe Amos doesn't need to be in here, maybe Banner of Love doesn't need to be in here, but I just felt like making sure that I have enough heroes to play, kind of the consistency enhancements that I want to, and then also still being able to win the game afterwards. Even if your opponent has no hand and you take out their characters, maybe you get 1 lost soul, but there's still a chance that they could draw into, a Matthew or a Mayhem or something that, can just get them cards. If they just get a Herod Archelaus or something, and I don't have a way to ban or to get around it, or maybe just a King of Tyrus or something, then I might be in trouble if I don't have some ways around those. Don't want to get locked out and just let my opponent recover. So it did end up at 57, and part of that was because the tuning, I think, I needed a little bit more time to feel good about it, but I didn't have anything else ready, and I was like, all right, we're just going to send it. We're going to try it out against Jacob, and didn't work out super well. You're going to be able to see the game, see why, things that went wrong. Consistency was the key with these lost souls. We do have blind to take a crowds or anti-crowds tech here. So making sure that crowds would be negated so that their hand would not be protected, and then complacent to restrict dominance, stop them from doing stuff, and then pretty much everything else was just in here for consistency. So we've got the filter, lost souls, grumbled, prosperity, and shepherds, and then hunter, which could go get either of the starter deck filters, or it can get dread, or one of the other kind of static lost souls in the darkness to help set things up to get necromancer or deceiver. Deceiver also is part of the combo. If you have Deceiver, then you can just go to Necromancer that way, unless you like, well, yeah, if you don't have it in hand, I don't think there's any way you're going to draw it before you create the side battle. So yeah, you should be okay with that. So that was kind of the key with the Lost Souls, and the dominants were kind of the same, except I was trying to think of like why this actually happened. I'm thinking that it was because maybe initially I was just thinking David Heart After God, and then I would use Awesome Things to play The Lord Goes Before You pre-block instead of doing David the Psalmist with David's Harp. But the reason I ended up doing David's Harp and David the Psalmist was so that I could have Complacent or Peter's Curse active to minimize the opponent's ability to interact with the combo. And for some reason, I guess Ride On Victoriously / Awesome Things did not make it out of the deck. And so, like I said, I put this together a little bit too quickly, I think. And what should it have been? Maybe just getting it down to 50 and not having this 7th dominant in there. Maybe falling away and then having Elijah in here or something. Well, I guess I don't have a way to play. I don't have a green side battle card. So I did think about having the green side battle card, Sword of the Lord, in here as well, just to have another option for it, but didn't end up with it. So that might have been where Awesome Things came from as well. Like if just had one of the other meek red heroes that could have played that. I don't know for sure, but yeah, for some reason I just never got back to looking over the dominance again to make sure that I was going to I didn't have something I didn't need in here, which yeah, I did. I realized that during the game as soon as I saw it and was like, why is this still in here? So anyway, that's one of the fall shortcomings. What was I going to say there? Fall failures. I don't know. Whatever. One of the shortcomings of how I put this deck together a little quickly here, but Murderous Command is nice because I can get to Pharaoh Ramses, or I can use it to get Amalekite Slave on turn 1 and go to Lying Prophet or something to enable False Peace and then get some value. So that's the one thing. Like this deck is kind of slow otherwise from just like a pure speed. Like it's got a lot of searching and consistency kind of stuff, like just 1-for-1 Intervening of Prophecy, House of Samuel kind of cards, but it's a little slow in just kind of the punch. I don't know, it's not going to snowball into anything, I guess, or like it's just not going to generate a lot of resources, so you kind of have to do a lot of those 1-for-1 searches with your 1 artifact activation, your 1 territory class enhancement. You have to spend those wisely, and the odds of actually getting the combo on turn 2 I think are fairly small with this deck, but I don't know, that there are definitely a lot of ways built in to get to the pieces that you need, and you'll see that it actually I had it available, I think, pretty early on, maybe by turn 2 in the first game here. But if your opponent starts to suspect something and they have the right pieces to interact, then it's going to fall apart pretty easily. So you do have to be aware of that. So that is this version of the deck, and you can see, and I guess you will be able to see why during the game it fell a little bit short. And you know what? I actually just changed my mind. I think I'm going to do, we're just going to go right into this game, and then we're going to go back and after that game, go to the new deck and talk about, why I made the changes and, what that deck, or what the new version can do that this one cannot. Yeah, I think that's a better way to approach it. So let's go ahead and get into the game after a quick shout out to our sponsors over at Your Turn Games. They've got some new stuff, which is pretty cool. The main new thing here is if you go to booster packs and tins and display boxes, the first option here is the YTG mystery packs. So these are $40 packs, but they're kind of like, they're guaranteed to have good cards, like expensive value cards. Like every pack is guaranteed to exceed the cost, or the value of every pack is guaranteed to exceed the cost. So you're going to get one legacy rare, one promo, which that's not just like, you go to a local and get a promo. These can be like national promos. These can be all sorts of like various level, like state promos. Like there are lots of kind of older seasonal promos that he's got, and there's a list that we'll go through as well. And then also an ultra rare. These can include one foil ultra rare. There's a foil Promised Land that he's putting into one of these packs. He's got ultra rare plus versions of the ultra rares from the sets that had those. And then the pack will also contain 5 scratch and dent rotation cards. So he's got this other part of the website called Scratch and Dent, where you can get singles and just singles that have maybe slight imperfections, maybe a little discoloring, or I don't know if he's got a lot of like off-cut stuff in there, but if it's like severely off-cut or discolored, or there's maybe some kind of chipping around the edges or something like that, where the card is still definitely recognizable, definitely playable and tournament legal, but he's got them at a discount. He's putting some of those, 5 of those, into each of these packs, and he said at least one will be a legacy rare, or promo, so you have a chance to get another promo from these packs as well. So this is pretty cool. He's got a deal where you can buy 3 packs and get a 17% discount, so that comes to, looks like $99 for 3 packs, so $33 each instead of $40. And then for 5 packs, you would pay $150, so that's $30 per pack instead of $40. So you can get some pretty great deals here. You get the 25% discount with the 5 packs. So here are the options that you can pull. And actually, before that, that's not everything. That's not all. He says, of the 50 mystery packs available, there are 5 hot packs, which are packs that contain double the normal amount of cards. So 2 legacy rares, 2 promos, 2 ultra rares, and 10 scratch and dent cards. So that's pretty cool. There's like 1/10, 10% of these packs are hot packs, and will have double the available cards in them. So you're going to get lots of value from the Aegis. You don't know exactly what you're going to get, but you know what the options are. So first, he's got the national promos listed here. These ones are going to be way more than $40 in their value. The Son of God 2023 first place national promo. So this is the textless Son of God, if you have seen that. You've got the Gates of Hell, Murderous Command, the 2024 national promo, second place Gates of Hell, and then the 2025 national promo, third place Murderous Command. We just saw that over in the deck that I'm playing here. And Harvest Lost Soul, he's got a bunch of national promos. The 2019 national promo, Moses, is the worker promo from that year, I believe. He was the worker promo. Priest of Zeus was the top cut promo. So they're the promos that are a little bit harder to get from those older years, or years that are further back. He's got the 2014 national promo for Glory of the Lord. This one is also a little bit tough to get. I've only got one of those, so that would be kind of a cool one to get. And then he's got a bunch of winter promos, regional promos, state promos, seasonal promos, locals, and also these GOC and LOC promos, which are kind of cool. None of the Daniel Lost Souls there, so you're not going to get those. But there's a big range of the promos that he's going to include in there. He also mentioned that the kind of the lower end promos are going to be packed with like the higher end ultra rares. So we'll go through the ultra rares as well. But he's going to, each of the packs is pseudo random, but kind of carefully crafted so that they're somewhat balanced. So for the ultra rares, the kind of high end ones here, he's got the foil Promised Land from Israel's Inheritance. And then some of the new ones are, from the most recent sets, a couple Ancient Days, Michael the Guardian, a Prince of Persia, 2 Captain of the Hosts, and then he's got some GOC promos, Ultra Rare Plus ones, some Israel's Rebellion promos, and then even some older promos like a Second Coming. That's definitely a hot one. There's a 3 Woes, or actually a couple of those. So this is pretty sweet that he's offering these. Shipwreck is another kind of hot one, which, you can get those from the fundraiser for a decent deal, but here, if you happen to get one, like that's pretty sweet. You can get one for, $40 plus whatever other cards you get in those as well. And then he's got a bunch of the legacy rares from GOC, LOC, POC, Fall of Man even. Like those are kind of the hot ones that are going to be a little bit harder to get. He's also got some of the ones that are more commonly used that are highlighted. So kind of based on their base price, I guess. So Daniel, Confusion of Mind, Vain Philosophy, and then the Fall of Man promos. They were in the rare slot of the Fall of Man pack, so they're definitely a little bit harder to get. And then he's got some of the kind of hotter scratch and dent cards in here as well. So the Crowd's Lost Soul promo, the regular promo, not the worker promo from 2025 Nationals, but Prosperity Lost Soul, You Will Remain, like these are all pretty good cards. And then he's got a bunch of other scratch and dent cards that he's including as well, but he just kind of listed the top ones here. So this is really cool, really good opportunity. I do plan on purchasing some of these and opening them on the channel, so keep an eye out for that video if you're interested to see what they look like. But also, there's only 50 of them, and while Andy did say that he would probably do this again at some point, I don't know when exactly that will be, so you want to take advantage of that while you have the chance. And he's even got some pictures of like what the available cards are. So here are all the promos. You can I can kind of show you the text list. Son of God there, and the Gates of Hell, Murderous Command, Harvest, Two Bears, Moses, Foreign Wives, Participant, Guardian, Glory of the Lord. Like, oh man, that's pretty sweet. And then here are the ultra rares. We got like ultra rare plus Gabriel, Shipwreck there. There's the foil Promised Land. So lots of great stuff here that you could get, and then a bunch of the legacy rares that he's got laid out there as well that will be included. So really cool opportunity. They are $40 each just for one pack, but you are going to get your money's worth guaranteed, and you can get up to 5 at a time, or at a per bundle. Maybe you can get more. You could get 10 and just do 2 of these, I guess, if you were so inclined. If you wanted to buy all 50, maybe he would even let you do that. I don't know, but I don't know if anyone's planning on going that crazy to guarantee they get the foil Promised Land, but I'm sure that some of them have already sold, so I'm not sure how many are actually left. I do need to get on that for myself. So, all right. That was a lot talking about our sponsor for the game, or for the channel. So let's go ahead and get into the game, and we'll then transition to kind of another intro deck overview of the version 2, and then into the game with Joe. It's a long video, but stick with me. It'll be cool. Well, glad you got some souls. Somebody's got to draw them, because I did not. Ooh, and I get to choose too, huh? Guess I'll go first.
Okay.
I think that's the right way to go. I don't know. I will use Star on Delivery. Uh-oh. It's not a good sign.
Okay.
Solomon's Temple Priest. Yeah, it's my only one.
Okay. I will do it back to you.
Fair enough. Conjurers.
Okay. Good for souls?
Yep.
Okay. I guess Lawless myself.
Prophets and Greeks, huh?
Let's see, what do I want here? I guess I'll take the Alex.
Cool.
Okay.
Discarding
And then let's see, I think I get a Lost Souls trigger, so I'll give that to you.
Seems fair.
Okay.
All right.
That should be it.
Cool. I guess I will start out with. Yeah, let's just go with Endless Treasures. Ender deck it. Go to. I think we just go to Peter's Curse.
That was not what I was expecting, but.
What were you expecting?
Confusion.
Would have been good too.
Or I guess there's the Babylonian Idol.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right. What do we want to do for battle here? Yeah, I could do attack.
Sure.
All right. I'll come out with the Watchman. Draw 2. No exchange, of course.
Okay. Let's do that.
Yep.
And I guess I'll just take your Peter's Curse.
Don't want to just make us each draw 1. Cool. You got first strike. I guess it doesn't matter. You're winning outright. Okay. My initiative.
Sure.
Let's do. Guess if I can't have Peter's Curse, I'll go get something else. Let's do.
I mean, you could have done that anyway.
Well, yeah, but if I can't have Peter's Curse, then that's what I wanted. So. Let's just do David's Harp.
That's pretty good.
And fortunately, options for the Watchmen are a little limited. I'll take Manner of Love.
I mean, there's some involves music green battle winners.
Yeah, but yeah, in this particular instance, unfortunately, they're limited. Okay, I guess that makes it stalemate. Or no, actually, it makes me winning.
Yeah. Let's see. I guess I'll just do that. And reserve Watchman.
Seems fair. Sure, yeah, that's fine. Alright, let's do Jeremiah and territory. Play out with David. Gonna go get. Which way is better? I think we'll go and just get Storehouse.
No Solomon's Temple.
No Solomon's Temple. At least not yet.
It would be so thematic.
Alright, and then I will pass turn.
Okay. Alright. No stars or souls. Let's go ahead and do that.
Gross.
And let's do that guy. Storehouse is kind of annoying, so that guy down.
Ezekiel.
Okay. Good to go to battle?
Sure.
All right. Let's do that. Take a draw one.
Mm-hmm.
And search my deck. And let's get okay. Let's see. Reveal good dom. Reveal that.
Mm-hmm.
And don't think I have anyone to ban to, so.
Protected from harm. Hey. That's a little annoying. Yeah, I think I'll do it. A block with outsiders.
Okay.
And we'll do a bomb. And I will not reserve it.
Okay.
I guess I don't even necessarily need to activate it, but that's fine. Yeah, alright. I'm an 8/8.
Okay. Let's just do that.
Seems good. You can have that.
Okay.
How come you didn't reveal that one when Sakurai would have made things easier for me?
Yeah, I guess it would have. Let's see here. I don't think I've played territory class, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's do it here. Yeah, I guess I will discard or reserve it to discard your Jeremiah.
Rude.
And I think I can pass.
Alright. Prosperity. Grumbled. Huh. How badly do I want to trigger my lost souls here?
Surely not that badly.
Perhaps. I guess we'll start by doing virgin birth first, and then make a decision. I will take Egypt. Yeah, don't think I can afford that. So, yep, I'll pass on the lost souls. Upkeep, storehouse. Take grain offering. Let's do Egypt. Go and get. Yeah, get Ramses. So your dudes are protected.
Heroes, yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna. Well, just I can wait on that. I don't know. Put down Ramses as a site.
Okay.
And then let's do. Put down David. Activate Harp. Yeah, I'll just grab. Where'd it go? Yeah, grab that one.
Yep.
I guess I'll occupy my sites because I can. And then. I will play an Evil Crowd's Choice. And go get Pharaoh Ramses.
Okay.
And then I would like to put Grain Offering in Ramses.
Yep.
And I'll go to battle if that's cool with you.
Let's see.
Oh, actually, I guess might as well use A-Bomb. I'll just reserve it to. Well, I suppose if I reserve it, I have to discard. But
Yeah.
you have to have a target, so alright, so I won't do that. Should have done that before putting down David, I guess.
So
But whatever.
David's harp would follow David if he's like targeted, correct?
If
If
you.
he's discarded or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think I will play a Dom then.
I suppose you could do that.
Let's do that. Grab that from reserve.
Yep.
And I get to draw one. And underdeck that. And I will target your David.
Sure. Yep. Okay. Well, it's not terribly fun. Yeah, I guess I will just pass the turn then.
So darkness. Hopper. Darkness does not work. I will give myself a token. And let's see. That's two triggers, so I'll give you one. All right. Let's see. Activate that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And your hand's protected. Good for battle.
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. Go to the second cover. And no band.
Um. Hmm. All right. No block. We'll give you another token.
Okay. Down, Deborah. Let's see. How much do I care about Humble? Not much. So I'll pass. Back to you.
Okay. Draw 3. Complacent. Okay. Upkeep. We'll do. Let's take. Take birthing pains with storehouse.
Okay.
We'll put down profane daughters. And I'll play false peace. And I guess we'll go for.
Does that affect Ramses for the Unity?
What about it? It doesn't affect the hold ability.
Oh, right.
It's just
Just
there's just a
yeah,
special
just
ability.
the okay. Yeah.
I guess we'll go for Moses. Or actually, let's
Yep.
see. I guess I can do it this way because she'll be CBP. I'll grab Pharaoh's daughter. And then Pharaoh's daughter is good. Grab Moses.
Right.
And then put down. That'd be bad. Just gonna turn over a bomb. And I'll go to battle if that's cool with you.
I would like to play another dominant.
Yep.
Okay. I will song the complacent.
Boo.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. Moses coming in. Let's go for. Let's go Told Before Truth.
Okay.
And I will not ban.
410. Okay. All right. I guess I'll do Alex. Take your Ramses.
Okay.
And let's see. I don't think I want to ban.
Yeah. When did you think you were ever gonna actually take a city with Alexander the Great?
Yeah. Um, so let's see. You're a 410, so you'd just be losing. Um, I would like to play another dominant.
If you have to. Seems like that's
I
all you've been
believe that
playing.
I do.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
let's do. Okay, let's do that.
Okay. Seems good. Um, Man, I just realized I messed that up. All right, now I feel bad about this deck. I mean, not too bad, but um, it felt like I should have given more time to it. Um, yeah, that's not gonna do anything. Okay, moves us down. I guess I'll at least get one here and rescue your humble. I'll put down Angel of the Winds and just going to. Seems bad. I'm gonna discard Ride On Victoriously. Maybe that'll give you an indication of where I messed up here. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, draw 3. No stars. Let's see here. Hand still protected. Let's see. I guess I'm supposed to go big here. So let's flip that over. And let's do that guy down. Let's go for battle, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, I need to do this first. Let's spell your.
You don't need to do that, I don't think.
Uh, would your Pharaoh's daughter just become gold?
No.
Or. Oh, so I still get to choose?
Yep.
That's cool. Um, yeah, so Pharaoh's daughter to orange, I guess.
Cool.
And then, yeah, now I'll go for battle.
Yep.
Do that one, draw one, choose an evil human. And yeah, choose the daughter.
Yep. All right. My initiative, or do you have more dominance you want to play?
Um, let's do. No, I think you're good.
All right. Cool. Good game.
Yeah.
I feel like the most. I mean, the disappointing part is that I did actually, or like I had it on turn two, which I didn't really expect to do necessarily. Like that was kind of the goal, but didn't expect to
Yeah.
do. But if I mean, since you had second coming anyway, it wasn't really gonna work. Since I didn't have complacent or Peter's curse,
Right. Yeah.
but you also had the way to take out David, so um, yeah. Did you catch on to what I was trying to do though?
Yeah. Did you have a way to get it back? Or
To get what back?
to get the David back?
Oh, no.
Or
I
the
mean,
heart back?
I didn't really. I mean, that was just to like be able to do it play first. Like I, in theory, could have still
Yeah.
just done it with initiative there. Um, what I
True.
messed up is leaving, or well, I had awesome things in the deck still, but I took out Jotham.
Oh, so you didn't have a meek.
So
Yeah.
I needed, if I had Jotham instead of Moses, then I, in theory, could have gotten there too, but you would have still been able to interact with Second Coming to something.
Yeah.
But basically, it's side battle, Necromancer, banish Jeremiah, and then do everything for my reserve here.
Yep.
But yeah, that was the Alexander the Great. I feel like he took two consequential things, which like you don't necessarily expect him to do in a game.
Yeah. I mean, I remember complaining a lot about him having Unity when he first came out, and it turns out all that we needed was Greek Unity to be good. So,
Right? Yeah. Actually, have good Greeks to play with him.
yeah.
Uh, yeah. How
I
much
mean,
in
taking
this deck?
taking any artifact is pretty impactful.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess how much were you leaning into like the actual draw part of A bomb? Like, were you running any
Um,
other like force draw stuff?
so I had Areopagus, but I think I ended up cutting it to get to 50.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it's just the Dom and Alex, I guess.
Okay.
But hitting the dominant once or twice is pretty easy because the deck just gets shuffled a
Right.
lot. So
Yeah. But I mean, like usually you're wanting to reserve A bomb and get the discard. Right. So
yeah,
that's you're not usually getting
yeah,
that
it is
trigger.
kind of nice to layer like Priest of Zeus with another draw counter, but
Yeah. Yeah, and I suppose the fact that if they have deck protection, they don't get to draw, then it kind of balances out the fact
right.
that you could just discard with A bomb instead.
Yeah, I was really trying to find a way around your storehouse, and I basically never did.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of something I was like kind of looking back on this game, like, okay, should I have attacked on turn one? And like, I don't know if I drew Covenant with David off of the Watchmen, so I wouldn't have been able
Mhm.
to get Storehouse to get like Grain Offering on turn two, but also then I let you block to take my Peter's Curse, and then also lost the Watchmen, which is my way to get back to David.
Was Watchmen your only hero? Turn one?
I had David and Jeremiah as well, um,
Yeah, I
but
guess those don't really do
yeah,
anything there.
yeah, I didn't really want to risk David, and I didn't feel like I needed to, or like I could have thrown out Jeremiah just to make sure that you killed him because I needed him in the discard pile, but uh,
Yeah, true.
yeah, I didn't really. I mean, I didn't have any enhancements that were worth playing really, so it was basically either draw two with Watchmen, get a little bit of value to help try to set things up, or uh, just not attack. But it's like I had Necromancer and Jeremiah in my opening hand, so I was like, oh well, this is this is
Yeah,
shaping up
yeah, I
well.
think that's pretty reasonable then.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was I guess just a matter of you having the right dominance at the right time, and Alexander the
Yeah,
Great.
I think my opening eight, I think I had the Forces Arise, Spelling, Second Coming, and then I think I drew into Dog and Angel.
And
Oh no, I guess I think I played Angel turn one too, so
yeah, right.
I had that. Yeah, I drew into the fray. So
Yeah, And then yeah, the
I guess
Zechariah,
having all the dominance is good.
right? Yeah, I was kind of feeling good that you were playing prophets because it's like it means probably lone heroes that the
Yep.
outsiders A bomb could just put in work against, but then of course you got the one guy
Yeah,
who's
I mean,
protected from harm, and
the way I'm playing it, for sure, you can definitely put some decent bands together, but
yeah, I suppose you go like
I'm not really
Samuel
doing
and
that.
but they also don't have many like negate neutral interaction cards to deal with
Right,
A bomb.
yeah.
So I guess Elijah's got protection, which is nice, but you're gonna be able to play around outsiders at that point anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really waffling on whether or not to block there because I was like, I'm gonna feel really bad if he didn't actually have anything to play, but I wanted to get A bomb out so that I could use it on my own Jeremiah if I needed to. Um, but I think it might have been better for me not to block because then I have crowd's choice to use for something else, and
Yeah.
I have
I
outsiders that I
was
can
I
use
was
instead of.
really close to not pushing the Zechariah. I like my turn one rescue is almost always Joel with this deck to
Oh,
just kind
sure.
of filter the hand, but since you had a storehouse, I was like, well, I'm not getting the
Yeah,
hit on your deck, so
yeah. I mean, I was really glad to have Necromancer in my opening hand, especially when you played Restored Land on turn one. I was like, I mean, I had Storehouse, so but if you had
yeah.
any way to deal with it, then I was like, oh, is he gonna? I don't know if you would go for Necromancer right off the bat, like to kind of put the pieces together of what I was trying to do, but I
Yeah, I
also
mean, I
don't
guess it
have
depends
like,
what other ECs you have.
yeah, there's like not that many better options like Lying Prophet,
Yeah,
Deceiver. I suppose probably Lying Prophet would have been a good choice, but
yeah,
um, yeah, that was I was at 56 and trying to figure out what card to put in or like to put back in, and I was like, oh, I should put in. I'll just put in Covenant of Prayer so I have an extra way to get to Grain Offering easily if like I don't have Storehouse, and I should have put Jotham back in.
yeah,
Uh, I think, well, yeah, I guess the problem with Awesome Things, I guess, is the complacent, being a thing where like I can't rely on
yeah.
that
That could
because
be
I want
awkward.
complacent to be active. Uh, but I cut the cross too, and yeah, I think did you have Son of God the turn that you played Forces Rise to discard David?
Um, I think I did. Yeah.
Okay, so I was trying to. I mean, I guess if you had, or if you didn't have Forces Arise, you maybe would have, or probably would have taken complacent before battle if I had had it. But that was kind of what I was
Yeah.
hoping for. Is like, is there a way that I can do
Yeah.
crowd's choice to get to complacent somehow? Because that
Yeah,
was,
if I didn't have the forces, I probably would have done falling away just in territory on David.
oh sure,
Um,
yeah. Part of I was actually considering if you didn't have Priest of Zeus, I actually probably would have just done crowd's choice to mayhem. Um,
yeah,
because I could have put down, my evil characters, and then I could have done that before using David's harp to get Lord Goes Before You,
right.
and that would have been, then I could have tried to at least turn you off from some of the dominance.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like you had the dominance, and then like Priest of Zeus, Alexander the Great, and Zechariah were just like shutting down everything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
uh,
I really wanted to get to like a Prince of Greece to start hitting the territory, but I guess didn't really end up
Oh,
needing it.
because that one. Wait, that's the one that discards a hero if I had searched, right?
Yeah. Or well, discard a card,
Oh, right, yeah, it's a card. Okay,
so I could take out the combo pieces, but yeah.
sure, yeah, yeah, yeah. Part of me is wondering if like, or well, what I was trying to do partway through was like, okay, can I just make this a concealed riches thing and just put all the combo pieces in reserve so that I can kind of get it all set up in one turn, including like the dominant restriction and stuff. Which is maybe the better way to do it, but then I need space in the reserve for the evil enhancements that I want to play. So
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
yeah, I'd have to like put some of the evil enhancements in the deck and like try to exchange them to reserve with concealed riches.
Yeah. Yeah, then the problem would be drawing into all that evil stuff to get the value.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I figured it was a fun concept, at least worth a shot. It's like people are using Jeremiah to, uh, to do everything. Like this turn, if you actually last turn, I was thinking about I would have just blocked your Zechariah with Necromancer and done my Jeremiah if you didn't have Holy of
Hmm.
Holies. Like I'm kind of upset that that is the way that that works, where even though Necromancer is CBP, the ability that he copies is prevented.
Yeah.
And it's like it would have been
Yeah.
even if I was banishing Jeremiah, who's a good OT priest, he shouldn't be negated. But
Yeah. I mean, copy is kind of one of those abilities that has some weird nuances to it.
yeah, it seems like it should work differently than it does. But
So does Jeremiah, but
well, that's fair. See, but here I wasn't even like uh, didn't necessarily even need to use other like for the brigade stuff because I put Love of Money in here so that I'd be able to replay things
oh,
after I bounce them with Mimicking Miracles.
yeah.
So yeah,
I
yeah,
was kind of expecting to see a Queen T at some point, but
yeah. She
I,
almost
I guess he
made the
didn't have
cut,
room.
but I was like, well, if I get the combo, I don't really need her. Plus, like,
Yeah.
she's only if blocking, so I can't really do side battle shenanigans with
Oh,
her.
yeah. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah, the kind of the ultimate part of the combo here, which actually could have worked if I had gotten to keep Peter's curse and actually pull it off, was High Priest plot to reserve your Son of God. And like since you had them both, reserve your Son of God, I can bounce it, reserve your Second Coming, and then play Falsified Claims to take them both from your reserve.
Nice. That would be pretty funny.
That would have been the ultimate outcome. So I guess what I need to do is play someone who's less familiar with the combo. But then it just feels mean. So I
Yeah.
was I was
I mean,
close. Go ahead.
I don't know what I really would have done differently other than like I was just up until you started up until you put like the grain offering Ramses, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But before that, it was just kind of hitting the stuff that you were doing.
Right. Yeah. Which hitting the Jeremiah, I was thankful for that. It's like good he took
Yeah.
the bait, so to speak. But yeah, wanting to getting or had to protect David somehow and couldn't do it. Oh yeah, I almost tried this against Josh last week, but like, I was like, I know for sure he's gonna figure out what I'm trying to do, which I figured you would catch on too, but I was like, I just need a little bit more time to try to refine it a little bit. But then, like even still, I was kind of I don't know if it was quite ready, but I didn't have anything else prepped for today, so I was like, all right, we'll just try it. So
Yeah, well, I guess he's still on the Joshua stack, so that would probably be an even better matchup, I would think.
yeah,
Because he could hit some of the territory pieces pretty easily.
right. Yeah, the one part that I think would help in that case though is that I could actually just do it on a block instead of a side battle because Joshua usually gives you initiative. So as long as
Yeah, that's
I
true.
get initiative with Necromancer, then like I mean basically as long as I can keep Grain Offering around, which I could do if he does like Joshua's sword or something to get rid of it, then I can do Necromancer or Jeremiah and then just play something to negate it to bring Grain Offering back before I need it there. So
Right, yeah.
yeah, it's kind of just making sure that I have it set up in time, I guess. But yeah, the other thing is that I maybe should have tried to work Widow's Tables in here too, just to have a backup for Grain Offering. But just space wise, it's like, oh, I don't really want Widow's Tables if I can't also run Nicanor. And yeah, it's just
Yeah,
when I was first
it's a lot
putting
of different
cards together
pieces.
for the deck, it was like 80 plus cards. I was like, all right, we got to trim this down. But yeah,
That's when you go big.
maybe the clay version is a little better. You can do like Peter and Fordrak McCoy and Nicanor. So they're just kind of decent cards by themselves. And then, although I guess Nicanor with Greeks is not a great idea
Yeah,
if people are playing
that could be.
Greeks. All right, well, thanks for the game, even though you soundly prevented my shenanigans.
Yeah,
I'll see if I can find another victim for it at some point and try to catch somebody by surprise. It seems like it'd at least be fun to do. I don't know if I could figure out a way to actually work it into a deck though, but I do think like Necromancer Jeremiah is kind of fun, like just to work that into a deck somehow and just have a few enhancements so you can play off a Necromancer in the reserve, without necessarily doing the Mimicking Miracles Grain Offering thing. So,
yeah, that seems pretty viable.
especially
Even
if,
if you just throw it into like a brown defense.
yeah, right, yeah, yeah. If you just someone attacks you with Jeremiah, you block with Necromancer to bounce your Jeremiah, and it's just your reserve versus their reserve.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, we'll catch you later. Thanks again.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that game, even though I did not enjoy it so much. It was kind of a tough one to go through. When you've got a combo and you kind of just have the one shot to make it work in a Lackey Grand Prix game for recording, then it's a little bit disappointing when it kind of goes the way that one did. But I mean, hats off to Jacob. He had the right answers and he identified what he needed to do to make sure that I wasn't going to be able to get my shenanigans off the ground. So got to give him credit for that. But it after the game, I kind of was doing a little bit of thinking. I talked to Jacob a little bit, or kind of like sent him like my revelation as far as what that game taught me and how this version of the deck would be significantly better, I think. So in this version, we're making our sad battle with Faith of Gideon. We've got kind of the same, other components. Of course, we've got Necromancer, we've got Jeremiah, we've got Grain Offering, and then instead of going into Ramsey's, Grain Offering now is going to go into Widow's Tables, which can hold any number of clay enhancements. And then we're also trying to, instead of playing Faith of Gideon pre-block, just choose the blocker with Simon the Zealous or with Zacchaeus. Or you can play a pre-block with awesome things if on one of the meek guys if you need to. But that means no Peter's Curse, means no Complacent, so you'd have to use Simon to negate Lost Souls if Complacent is out, and then if it's pretty much if they don't have an evil character that you want to choose to block, or that they just don't have one available to choose to block, which isn't always going to be the case, but occasionally, especially if you're pulling it off on turn 2, they might not have an evil character down. So that is going to be the plan. And the reason I switched to this, even though there are a lot fewer consistency cards as far as getting to the cards that you need for the combo, and actually that might not even be totally true, but there was just kind of brute force speed, I guess, available that we have with cards like Matthew, we have with John. Peter helps to get out for Widow's Tables, but then also enables 4 Drachma Coin. We've got Denarius in here, which can go get Emperor Claudius, who's kind of our stand-in for Pharaoh Ramses II, no longer going kind of the Egyptian route. Even though your opponent is a little bit more likely to have gray enhancements that they can play on Emperor Claudius, so you do have to be a little careful there. But Outsiders is also an option there, so hopefully they're either in gray or brown or crimson. It's not they don't have both. Um, so that is how we're going to be able to kind of enable that a little more quickly, and Delivered can help us get to whatever we need. Endless Treasures and A-Bomb and Bearing Grudges are in here still to try to get Jeremiah into the discard pile if we don't get him with Prosperity. And that is pretty much it. I guess Nicanor works well with Widow's Tables, so we're no longer doing Ramses. We do have to get to Grain Offering, but doing the deck this way actually enables that a little bit more easily, which is interesting. Now we can get it from deck, and then also not have to worry as much. Well, I guess we can have one extra evil enhancement in the reserve, which, if you can see, there are a few replacements of the evil enhancements that I did to kind of accommodate now this approach to the deck. So I guess I'll point those out. So I did put in Famished, so that if it does get to the point where we've dealt with what we need to in the opponent's hand, we've dealt with their territory enough, and we can start bouncing stuff. Having both Famished and Slave to Egypt really makes both of them better, because then we can mill the opponent's deck. Instead of just doing up to 12 cards with playing Slave to Egypt 4 times, we can do up to 24 by doing Slave to Egypt and Famished, using Mimicking Miracles to bounce. So that really puts a bigger dent and doesn't rely as much on getting lucky, I guess. Of course, we want to take out the hot button targets with Confusion, make sure that we hit those, but maybe we do Famished and Slave to Egypt a few times first, and then see what we can hit kind of randomly, and then Confusion can finish off, Son of God or Second Coming, Crowd's Choice, the Battle Dominance, those kind of things that can kind of get your opponent back into the game a little bit or give them a chance. So that is kind of the approach there. I did cut Betrayal in favor of Sorrow of Mary, and it was a little bit difficult because I really like the draw and Betrayal, and also the flexibility to hit cards in your opponent's territory. But the Sorrow of Mary actually enables a kind of interesting interaction that helps to make it so that you don't need the whole combo set up when you go into the battle. You actually don't need Grain Offering in your hand going into the combo here. So that's how that's going to work. So as long as I have Widow's Tables out, then you can, let's just say I have Widow's Tables out. I can use Simon to choose the blocker. I either need Faith or Faith of Gideon in my hand, and I want to choose a blocker that I'm going to get initiative against, of course. So Faith or Faith of Gideon, and Zacchaeus can do this too, but Faith can go get Faith of Gideon either from the discard pile if it happened to get there somehow, or from the deck, and then I can play Faith of Gideon to create the side battle. Hopefully it's between Necromancer and Emperor Claudius, or potentially Outsiders if I want to go that direction. But then Necromancer can play No Strength to Stand, which lets you take an OT Brown card from deck or reserve. That was kind of the one that replaced Grain Offering in the reserve. And letting me take that OT Brown card means I could go get False Peace False Peace can then go get Grain Offering, and then Sorrow of Mary can reveal my own hand and underdeck a good card in that hand. So I can target Grain Offering for the underdeck, and then as long as Widow's Tables is working, you can actually use Widow's Tables' ability for something useful. It's crazy. It says if a clay enhancement is discarded or underdecked from your hand during battle, you may place it here instead. So this is during battle. So if you use Sorrow of Mary to reveal your own hand, underdeck a Grain Offering, then you can instead it with Widow's Tables and put it into play, and then it's there to be copied by Mimicking Miracles. I thought that was pretty cool, so it kind of sold me on like using this version of the deck that has Grain Offering in the main deck, Widow's Tables in the main deck, um, and then No Strength to Stand is just nice to be able to have that in reserve instead of Grain Offering. Like False Peace can also get a card from reserve, so you could just do it that way. But No Strength to Stand is nice because it's flexible in that it could go get one of your other enhancements like Better to Be Slaves or something that you want to play multiple times, or Falsified Claims also. Um, so that is pretty much everything different with the defense. I kind of talked about the offense a little bit. There are a few fewer ways to actually rescue lost souls with this deck after you've done the combo. So if you don't take out everything from your opponent, if they're playing, a 100 card deck or something, you might struggle a little bit if they're able to recover quickly, if they have, a couple turns to draw 3 and maybe, generate some more resources with something that they draw into. Then it might be a little trickier, but we do have Authority of Christ in here for kind of that release valve. Either I'm playing that on turn 1 after attacking with Matthew, or I'm playing it later on to just get a lost soul through whatever options they drew into. Faith of Gideon can also help with that. Zacchaeus also, Faith of Gideon I can get back with Faith, and then Zacchaeus also can kind of help out by, like, if they have an evil character that they drew 3, they drew an evil character, I can hopefully put it into play with 20 shekels and then just use Zacchaeus to reserve it, and then hopefully they don't have another evil character. So there are actually a decent number of ways to rescue lost souls afterwards, even though that's not obviously apparent, I guess. Resurrection can also help with that, but a lot of times I'm going to be wanting to play that early to help set up the combo. It can't put Widow's Tables into play because it's an Axe Fortress, but it can get Peter and add him to battle, so then Peter can convert to Meek and play Widow's Tables. Yeah, so that's kind of the way that we're doing that. Otherwise, a lot of the combo pieces are still intact as far as like ease of access. And also you may notice that this is a 50 card version. I did cut Mayhem, I cut Murderous Command, and I kept Rhydon victoriously because now it actually works, yay. And then I added the Resurrection, and I also cut Christian Martyr, right? I think that was in there. And then I added Vain Philosophy because that's probably what Rhydon victoriously awesome things should have been in the other deck. Maybe I meant to cut this one and cut Vain Philosophy instead. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was in there at some point, but Vain Philosophy is nice to just make sure that your opponent doesn't have any way to interact. If you are doing Simon to convert to Meek and then choosing an evil character, you're going to be negating Complacent, so making sure that they don't have a 3 woes or a Crowd's Choice or some other dominant like an Angel of the Lord or something to discard Necromancer is going to be important. You can also turn those off with Peter's Curse. And the nice part about Peter's Curse with then Vain Philosophy is that you're not really worried about evil dominance at this point either. Even if your opponent plays Christian Martyr on Simon, which they I guess could do before you play Awesome Things, which could be a little unfortunate. I guess that would be the optimal play for them, because if you have Peter's Curse active, you can't play Awesome Things to play Faith of Gideon at dominant speed. But anyway, even as long as you get the side battle going, if they don't realize what you're doing, they don't play their dominant right away, then Simon, you'll be able to play that. Even if he's discarded, it doesn't really matter. The side battle is still going on, so there's not really any way they can undo the side battle from an evil card, except with like 3 woes, which you can underdeck with Vain Philosophy. So even if 3 woes is in their hand, it's still good there. You can target it with Vain Philosophy and underdeck it, so that they don't have the ability to play it as evil to negate Faith of Gideon. So that is important there. and Endless Treasures can go to either A-Bomb or Peter's Curse, which is nice. We don't have Offering Your Son anymore, so it gets a little bit harder to get those. 20 shekels is kind of in the same vein as Vein Philosophy to kind of make sure that the combo will be protected. And that's also something that this deck just does better than the previous version, where you're going to be looking at their hand with Matthew, with Vain Philosophy, with 20 shekels, hopefully Lying Prophet, although Lying Prophet was also in the other version. But this version just seems to have more guaranteed or just easier ways to look at your opponent's hand and kind of gauge, okay, what cards in there do I need them to either play or do I need to get rid of in order to get the combo, or protect from in order to make sure that the combo will go through. So that is pretty much the deck. Yeah, I got it down to actually 51 cards. I think I said 50 earlier, but Zacchaeus was the 51st card. I figured having one other choose the blocker option would be nice, and then also just to kind of to help finish the game if needed. And then yeah, he can play Faith of Gideon and Faith, so just seemed like it made sense. Plus, same with Resurrection, and John is a good combo, as many of you probably are familiar from the GOC good old days. One thing other to mention is that you might see the new fundraiser cards in here. They are available in Lackey now, so if you haven't updated your plugin, you should probably do that now, because people are going to be doing that. And if you're not on the same version of the plugin, that can mess with things. We got the new Shepherds, we got the new Grumbled, we've got the textless Second Coming and the textless Three Woes in here. So yeah, make sure to update your plugins so that you can get those in there, and then also not have messed up cards when you're trying to play against your opponent who has an updated plugin. So do that. Should be pretty easy. Just go over to the plugin and hopefully it'll just automatically have a little pop-up that say, hey, you're out of date, you should fix that. Otherwise, you can just go and grab this link from the Discord where I posted it, or the forums, and or maybe it'll just be in your recent URLs, and you can select that installer update from URL. So anyways, that is going to be it. Let's go ahead and get into the game against Joe. See if we can pull this off. Here we go.
Alright, no souls for me.
Well, that's lame.
Don't complacent off the top.
I rolled a 2.
Let's see. I will go first.
Okay.
I think I'm passing on stars, but let me double check. Yep, no stars.
All right. Yeah, no stars for me either.
Okay.
Let's see. I guess I will do Shepherds first. Got the fancy new Shepherds. Let's do. Guess I could do that. Yeah. No, let's do that one. All right. We'll send that one to the bottom. Draw 1. And then Hunter. Let's just do. Because I don't really know what you have yet. We'll just do blind and see if that's relevant.
Well, not right now. I don't have any souls.
Well, yeah, eventually.
Fair enough.
And that'll be it.
Okay. Go ahead and start. Let's do Mimicking.
That's what I like to see.
Obed.
Oh.
Get your neutrals. Let's
Well,
play.
that not so much.
Oh, play Boaz's Offering on Akeem. David. Activate and all the curses to extra negate your neutrals.
You really don't want my neutrals to work, huh?
No neutrals for you. And then I will go to rescue.
Sure, why not?
Alright, we'll try David. We'll convert. Let's take here.
Seems good.
Okay. Your block.
Got 5 in hand now.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I'm gonna ask for dominant initiative.
You got it.
Okay, let's do an evil crowd's choice. And I will go get Malachite's slave. And I'll go to block if that's cool with you.
Yep.
Cool. I have a gift for you.
Thanks.
And I think I want to go get this fellow. And I'm trying to decide if Angel of the Lord is all you got, or should I just go to try to draw cards anyway? Man, if you've got a Royal Parade in your hand, I'd be really sad to.
No one runs Royal Parade with David.
Right. Yeah, let's just go for the information. That's what we came to do. I will reveal your hand.
Sure.
Ooh, alright. Not a Royal Parade, but we'll take it. So it's what, 4?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 4. Yep, 4.
I'll take 5 if you're offering.
No, that's not legal.
You got it. Enosh in here too, man. Alright. Now I'm curious about what neutral card you're really trying to shut down. But alright, I will take the draw 4. And I wish you weren't negating my neutrals, and I'll ask for dominant initiative.
Sure.
Oh, wasn't really expecting that. I'm trying to decide now if I actually want to play anything.
I mean, I'm not gonna play something before you do something to remove my David.
Well, I guess that's fair. Yeah. No, I'll just make you play it. Yeah, that's probably better.
Oh, now you're making me decide if I want to play something. All right, well, draw it out this way. Hey, how big are you? Okay. You drew a bunch of cards too, didn't you?
I did.
Super. I'll pass and stalemate.
Sure, I'll play Mask of Arrogance and draw 3.
All right.
And no play on that. Back to stalemate.
3, 7. Oh yeah, you're so small.
Sounded a little judgmental there.
Pretty much. All right, let's do it this way. I'll pass and stalemate again.
Alright, we'll pass.
Okay.
Cool.
Super.
What a fun battle for all of us here.
It was exciting. Very exciting. Well, you know what I have in my hand. Let's just put stuff out.
So, now I guess Res Revealer, is that the only negate neutrals card that you're missing, and you had
Maybe.
all 4 of them in the opening hand?
Well, in theory, I'm not drawing all 4 at the same time in my opening hand.
I know, I'm just commenting on that aspect of it. Like, that was kind of funny.
Uh, Keeper in case I need to do shenanigans. All right, go ahead.
Alright, I can draw 3 more. Got a couple of Lost Souls, which are negated. Sad day. Can do... Go to prep phase, put down another sad card. I'll put down that one face down as well. Put down a Nicanor. That one seems like it might be more
Nicanor.
useful. And then do I want that? Yeah, I think we'll just do it this way. I'm gonna play the Resurrection.
Free combat.
Yep. We're just gonna go get Peter and no Fortress. And then I will... I think that's fine. We'll activate this artifact, which we'll work through all 3 of your negate neutrals.
Indeed.
And then I will go to battle, if that's cool with you.
Go for it.
Alright, here comes Peter. Convert him to Meek. Go get the Widow's Tables. And Bantu Matthew. Guess I can show you this dominant. And reveal your little hand. Yeah, that's right. Who's judgmental now? Get my draw 3. And no other... Yep, no other effects there.
My block.
You got it.
Yeah, here you go.
Sweet. Alright, well, we found some more artifacts. Lovely.
Jeez.
Put down this guy, and this guy, and... this guy, and...
Those 2 evil characters don't share any brigades.
Yeah, that's true. What do I... what else do I put down here? I don't know what's happening over there, so I'm a little concerned. Let's just put down this guy. That can't be risky, right? I don't think. I don't know. We'll see. Go ahead.
Lost Souls.
Hey.
Kind of wanted this one earlier. Alright, let's see here. No stars.
Is this... Wait, you played Hebron as a site?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So this is what's going on here. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't specify, my bad.
Stubborn and sites. Yep. Cool.
Yeah, but you got profits. What's going on with that? Let's go. Nice. Poor timing on this, but we'll put a phase anyway. We'll put out a Jesse.
Uh-huh.
Let's go. I don't want to do this. Strict and good dominance. What is this shenanigan? Ruth. These dudes down. All right, let's see. Any pale green or crimson enhancement? Move there. Let's play. Yeah. It's mayhem.
Oh. Okay. So wait.
Oh, wait, is
Okay.
that instead of Nicanor?
No, because I think your crowds is on, right? Yeah, should
Stops
be.
me him from hitting my. Okay.
So yeah, so
That's
that
what I thought, but I
should be
wasn't
fine.
sure.
Yep. So move random 6 to top of deck. Shuffle. Alrighty. Well, those are some new cards. Cool.
Definitely some cards you got. Let's put a storehouse down. Let's do Damascus to deck.
Mm-hmm. Another red site. Cool.
Move you in. Activate you on David. Where do I want to go, actually? Double think this. Let's go to...
It's a lot of thinking.
I know. So many options. I haven't played a TC yet, right? Oh, okay. Let's go to deck then. For card you thought I had.
Hey. What's that card?
But what are you negating anything? Nothing. I guess we go ahead and possessing. This is just set aside. Oh, that's set aside. Doesn't work.
Yep.
Okay. We'll put it on some dude that you maybe could someday bounce. About your Matthew.
Seems good.
Yeah. Seems mediocre. Let's keep that active. Figure out if I can rescue efficiently here. No good dominance, you say. Let's pass the turn back to you.
Sweet. Alright, that's the thing. No upkeep triggers. Do I want to do that?
We get one counter on Peter's Curse and upkeep, right?
Yeah, I suppose that's a thing. Sure, I will play An Evil Woes in my upkeep. Negating your storehouse, and then the trigger will negate your crowds.
Okay.
And go to prep phase. Put down yet another artifact.
Doing work.
Yeah. Might as well. I'm going to activate a coin on Peter in case that becomes relevant at any point. And then let's do... I will play... Spirit as a Dove on Peter. Territory class return.
Wouldn't it be negated by possessing?
Oh, yeah. Yep, you are right. Oops, real two, all, none. Yep, that's a thing that does that. All good cards. Alright, I suppose I'll just shuffle so that I don't think anything was known in my deck, so do that, and I guess I should have done battle first. Yeah, well, I guess I'll just go to battle then.
Go for it.
Alright, Matthew is coming in with the Possessing Spirit, and now he is not negated while he's in battle, right? Yeah, so I can...
I think so, yeah. Good.
I will convert him to Meek and take a peek at what you got.
Get your D4 in.
That's not too bad. Okay. Draw 4. There's a Prosperity that I wish I could use. And, yeah, I guess that's my battle challenge.
I'll decline a block.
Bummer. Okay. Let's do Victorious Being into play. I'm just going to discard Jeremiah. A little safer in there. And that could be relevant. And I already played my territory class. Darn. That could hurt. What are the chances that my neutrals ever get turned back on this game is the question. Alright, we'll keep Emperor Claudius around, I guess. And...
Be a sweet game. Draw 3 later.
Yeah, right, maybe. We'll see. Then we'll put down a Deceiver.
By that time, your deck will be gone. Yeah.
Right, yeah. And then I'll pass turn.
All right. Oh, souls.
Huzzah.
Let's see. You protecting any of your shenanigans over there? Not really. Okay, I'll play a star then. I will look at your hand.
Cool. It's a fun hand.
Vain philosophy.
You're not the only one who gets hand information.
I'm assuming you had vain philosophy on that first turn and decided not to play it.
Yep.
Weird. All right.
It worked, I guess, right?
It did. It worked. You got it. Okay, what am I looking at here? Yeah. Negate and taking cards. Take an OT card. Okay, and then you get some offensive things. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of wishing I'd played my false beast instead of the spirit as a dove.
Okay. All right. What do I do on this rescue? Probably that. Uh, okay. Hunter, my deck.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Let's grab. That doesn't work either.
Go into another protected lost soul.
Maybe. I only have 3 lost souls left in my deck. Lame. Okay. Their souls, upkeep, nothing. Sistoros is negated. Let's do prep phase. Yeah. Oh, good dominance are still negated. Lame. Okay. Let's reactivate David's Harp to reserve for Banner of Love.
Mm-hmm.
Deactivate here. Activate here. I'm getting closer to getting your neutrals turned on.
One step closer. Suppose if I had saved my woes, then I would have been able to do it next turn with the whole upkeep thing.
Oh, there you go. Could have. Yeah, that and that. I think I'm safe to do this. Here. Activate it. Oh, it's 1 hero. Play out of here. I can't reactivate David's Harp on him, right?
Correct.
But I can put a face down artifact that you have no idea what it is.
No clue.
No clue. Mm. All right, and then we
You could have also
Boaz's.
bounced your Akeem to,
I could have. I
give
thought
him
about it
turn
really
back.
hard. An old TC class here
Uh-huh.
for not a good dominant because that's useless right now. Or a. Where are you? Any good card? Man, that card's good. That good card. Then I think
Daniel.
we go to rescue. I think. Let me double check that I'm doing everything right. Yeah. Yeah. Go to rescue.
Uh, sure.
Daniel to a emperor.
Uh-huh. I was protected from your dominance,
It's true. Got anything before my initiative?
Man, this feels like it might hurt, but
Actually, wait. Take that back. I'm gonna play a dominant first.
oh,
No, I can't play it. You're good. Go
I
ahead.
was, yeah, go for it. What you got?
Oh, sweet. Let's just do this way. Yeah, you think I'd remember what cards you had in your hand, but no. It'd be too easy. Let's just do you. Do you. To discard Emperor.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Here's
Alright.
I.
There he goes. Let's give you the darkness.
Okay. Mm.
Knew I should have discarded him.
All right, I will pass turn to you.
Alright. Draw 3. Alright, in my draw phase, I am going to...
Your draw phase.
Yeah, before the 3 woes negate wears off here, we'll go ahead and play Vayne, see what you got.
Seems good.
No sign of an evil character. I
Nope.
guess that's
Why would I
good.
draw those?
Son of God seems okay. Let's underdeck that one. Discard that, and then Okay, and then we'll go to upkeep. Let's keep woes on crowds. Have your storehouse back. And can we do it that way? I don't know. Alright, well, I guess, yeah, this will go up, counter, and I'm actually going to deactivate it. I'm doing turnover. And then, can we do that way? I really kind of wanted my Emperor around for my own purposes.
I like that.
I'm going to spend my territory class enhancement on see if I get a better option in here. Play False Peace. Go to my deck, and yeah, it's darn.
T card.
Has to be OT. I want a New Testament card. Alright, well, I guess we'll get that one.
Sure.
Are you beating him?
Nope.
We are tied.
Oh, actually surprising.
It's about to not be tied in Jin's favor, though.
Well, we'll see.
You can choose not to.
Alright.
Get a no text box.
Am I good to go to battle?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, actually, let's see. You're negating good cards in my... okay, so we gotta do this first. I'm gonna put Great Offering into Widow's Tables for no obvious reason. And then, yes, I would like to proceed with shenanigans, if that's cool with you.
What's that do?
What's that?
It's nothing. I was just reading it. Okay, yeah, you're good.
Alright, Simon is coming in. Negate Lost Souls. I am going to convert him to Meek. And sadly, no one to choose to block here.
Nope.
But I am going to play Awesome Things to play Faith of Gideon, and I will make Necromancer fight my Lying Prophet. And I do not have
Which one am I controlling?
you get Lying Prophet.
Oh, sweet. All right.
And I can't discard the bottom card of your deck, so I will pass on that. I'm going to banish Jeremiah from my discard pile and copy his ability to reveal my reserve.
One second, let me see. All right, so he's hitting your reserve now.
So
I don't get the blocking on Lying Prophet, right?
right, yep. So it is a stalemate here.
So you're Jeremiahing evil cards in reserve. Love it. Okay. I'm gonna ask for dominant initiative.
If you have to, I suppose.
Do this.
Seems good. That was that was the downside of having to not have an evil character for me to choose, so I had to do it the Awesome Things way.
Okay, now you can do whatever shenanigans you have going on there.
All right. Well, let's start off with a Love of Money. Place it on Necromancer.
Any evil hands.
So yeah, he could have. You can use any from reserve because of Jeremiah's ability, but he would have. Now I can use ones from my hand as well that are off brigade.
Okay.
All right, and then let's see. We got to deal with your hand protection here. So I'm gonna play Falsified Claims to negate and reserve your storehouse. And then I will go to take 2 cards from your reserve. And so was I ever going to get to see a blocker? Is that...
Maybe. No.
Let's take the heroes. Hey, now I've got a red hero. All right, and then...
Ooh, my initiative?
Yep.
I'll pass.
All right, cool. Then I will go ahead and play Birthing Pains. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 good brigades, I think, right?
Their cards. Yeah, that sounds right. Yep. So I'm gonna discard 4 cards from hand and or battle. All right. Well, I don't have any in battle, so I will discard 3 cards from my hand.
All right. And then I will. Yeah, I saw. Let's see. So that's -4, so now I'm at -2 attack. So yeah, that was why I wanted Emperor Claudius, because I don't have to worry as much about my strength here. But
Just gotta make sure you don't get too strong above 5.
Right, exactly. All right, so let's do Confusion, and I will go to your deck, discard a card.
Yep.
Let's do nice teal sight, blue sights, nice. I like it. I like it. Let's just get rid of that one.
Oh yeah, put it in your discard. Fail. There we go.
All right, and then so that's 0 there. We're gonna do sure, stiletto. This adds another 0 strength, so I'll go ahead and draw 2.
All right, I'll discard 2. Done.
More lost souls that I can't use. All right, and then let's go ahead and I guess I could have done this first. I'm gonna play Better to Be Slaves from my hand, and we'll capture David, Enosh, and Obed. And oh
Neutrals.
man, you don't have hand advantage, so I guess I can't do that. Do the draw. And then we'll do Bearing Grudges to discard Daniel.
I discard again.
And then we'll do Slave to Egypt to discard your top 3.
Okay. Top 3. Put in my discard.
And then we'll do Famished to discard your next top 3.
Move these back to discard.
And then with the play ability, I will play Mimicking Miracles. I'm going to copy the special ability on Grain Offering to bounce up to 3 evil cards. So I'm going to bounce Famished, Slave to Egypt, and Mimicking Miracles.
Yep.
So then I will present a loop of playing Slave to Egypt. Oh, where did that come from?
Let's see, it's 6,
so
12.
we'll do-
The rest of my deck but 1.
Yep, I believe so.
Can you do it 3 more times?
Yep.
All right. Move. Oh, no. Top 18 to discard. All right, let me go in and pull out any Lost Souls. Okay.
All right, and then with
I am.
the
Do I have a trigger off? Am I disoriented?
no, it's negated by Simon. That's right.
Oh yeah, negating Lost Souls. Perfect.
Yep.
I mean, not perfect.
Man, that would have.
Perfect for you.
Yeah. All right, and then with the 4th Mimicking Miracles installment, instead of bouncing Slave to Egypt and Famished, I will bounce Confusion and Falsified Claims and Mimicking Miracles. So I believe, yeah, we're still in stalemate here. So go ahead and play Confusion again, discard whatever the last card is.
Okay.
And, oh, that's funny. And then let's see. Is there? Yeah, I think now I just need to get. Well, I guess I don't even want to make it not stalemate. So yeah, I will. Don't think any of those heroes are gonna do anything.
Just you wait.
All right. Yep. I will pass.
Okay. I'll pass as well.
Cool. Mouse is like grabbing other things. All right, and we're back to Simon.
Okay. My black.
Yep.
You can have. I guess sweet.
Sweet. We'll do that. Discard that. Let's see. Let's. Because I don't really want to put down your heroes so that you can bounce them. I'll put down Patmos, no search. And then I will pass the turn.
All right. I will draw 0.
Cool. I'm going to go look at your
And then
discard pile and
draw.
see what we actually discarded here.
Draw 1 off Book of the Covenant. Okay. Let's go. All right. Phase. I guess we. I don't know what to do here. What do I want to do? Can I do anything? Is a question. All right, one second. Let me look at your discard. Can you do some loop again? Yeah, you still have that. All right, let's do. Well, Jeremiah's banished now, right? Yeah, okay.
Right, yep. He will not return.
No more Jeremiah. Let's turn you off. Let's activate you.
Mm-hmm.
Grab a Hate Wickedness. Oh, yeah, I got a battle winner.
Got a card.
How many cards do you have left in your deck? 5. All right, it's not looking good. 7, 6, under, whatever that could be. Okay.
Right.
I will pass the turn to you.
Oh, okay. I put Disoriented in my discard pile instead of my Land of Redemption. I was confused there for a minute. Okay. Okay, you're passing, you said?
Surprised you didn't put it in my discard pile where everything else went. Yeah, I passed. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll draw 3. Do the star ability undelivered. Discard your top card.
Done.
Alright, then I will go to battle here. I think that's all we really need to do. Not.
In theory.
Let's see. Yeah. I have access to that one, so that's good. But I guess I can just. Yeah. All right. We'll attack with Peter.
Okay. I block.
Yep.
All right. You can have that one.
Sweet. And I did find the missing pieces here.
Perfect. Well, you hope so. You only had 2 cards left in the deck.
Yeah, I guess otherwise
If not, I assume
should
you
have just
attacked
attacked
someone
with
to
John.
draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
At least you got to do your combo.
Yeah. Despite you not having an evil character, which is kind of part of the combo for the most part. If you did, then I would have gotten Take Your Son of God too, which would have been fun. But
Well, sorry, not sorry.
Oh, yeah. So this was the deck that I played last Lackey Grand Prix against Jacob Arrowood, except it was a much worse version of the deck. That was
Okay.
I was trying to create the side battle with David and or David the Psalmist and The Lord Goes Before You, which meant I could play it. I could play it pre-block and and still keep Peter's Curse active, which was nice. But yeah, it was just so slow with the prophets and stuff. So I was like, the clay version has a decent bit of more synergy and also speed. So
Mostly speed, yeah.
yeah, definitely came together. But I was like, this is people are doing Jeremiah on offense. Why can't we do it on defense too? I'm just glad you weren't playing a 100-card deck.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Well, I actually, it would have been interesting. Like, okay, if I take out your whole hand and a few select cards from your deck and all your heroes in territory, like, would you be able to recover in a 100-card deck? And I think because I got a Lost Soul early and I was able to get one off of that, side battle, then, I don't know that you would have had time to catch up there. But if you were playing a 100-card deck, I assume there would have been a little more defense.
I was gonna say, if I was on a 100-card deck, there'd have to be some defense. I wouldn't just be trying to sight lock people.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Have you used this deck before? Have you gotten anybody with a
No,
sight
that's my
lock yet?
first time.
Oh, okay.
No, but I just randomly brewed it up in the last week or so here.
Nice. How many ways do you have to get sights out?
Not a ton. I mean, a few. I mean, a couple, 2, 3 searches,
Okay.
plus mayhem, plus crowd's choice. So a few.
Sure, yeah. Nice. Yeah, and I've been kind of interested in sight lock / just like soul denial. I did have that deck that I played against Chad, I think a couple Lackey Grand Prix ago, where it was, I was able to try to exchange and then underdeck Lost Souls to lock out. Yeah, with the new
Yeah.
protect, or with like stubborn and some of the other protect stuff, like it seems like it could be viable.
Just lowering the number of lost souls that your opponent can potentially rescue.
Right, yeah. And then you had all the negate neutrals to stop, Lost Souls and Hopper and all that, I imagine. So.
And 3 or 4 deck protection pieces to stop heroes from playing them.
Right, yeah. Nice.
The problem is, like, I can't have an offense that wants to draw, 'cause then they can come out after I have them locked in sights. Souls can come
Sure.
out, so it's like,
Yeah, I guess that's tricky. Need like in classic, there are a few scroll cards that let you like put Lost Souls into sights during your block. That was what, or part of what made sight lock strategies somewhat viable at that point. But I don't think they were ever like a dominant strategy. But yeah,
true. Well, and like, none of these 3 lockout souls work against disciples really either.
right. Yeah, that's fair.
Just awkward.
Needed the OT only.
OT only, yeah. Everyone's running OT offenses right now, though.
Right, yeah, that's true. I suppose I would have had Victorious Being that could have come in for that one too. I knew I left Victorious Being in there for a reason instead of running Reassuring Angels in its place. Yeah.
That's funny. What's Victoria's Being swapping to? I suppose just Peter and John.
Yeah, Peter or John. Yeah. That was one thing I was a little conflicted on. Is like, do I put Reassuring Angels in here just to maximize ways to turn 1 Matthew, or do I put in Victorious Being so that I can go to turn 1 Peter and actually get like a little bit of extra value with the draw 1 there? Because really I want to get to Peter early so that I have Widow's Tables.
For Nick and Nor.
Well, for the combo, but also for Nick and Nor, yeah. Yeah, and like, I almost messed up the combo by not putting Grain Offering in Widow's Tables before attacking, but
Before your attack.
my plans, like, so that people don't see it coming as easily, or it's not as telegraphed, using Sorrow of Mary to reveal my own hand, and then underdeck Grain Offering, and then instead it with Widow's Tables. Actually using the ability on Widow's Tables. but yeah, I was thankful that I caught that it was being negated by Possessing Spirit before I attacked, because that would have been awkward.
Fair enough. Let's see. Okay.
So,
All right.
so let's see. So possessing was the only evil character. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Just to further stop like territory class enhancements that could get rid of sites that have souls in them.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. And then also the Daniel synergy there
And yeah,
is nice. Yeah.
and ideally it gives me one free rescue, or mostly free rescue.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think. I feel like you'd want like at least one or two like hero removal dominance. Christian Martyr, and maybe one of the ones that are fit or hits in territory, but I guess I don't know, those aren't as good if you don't have things to tutor with them. But basically just to just to hit a hero that could has if they're playing a red hero or something like that.
That's true. If they have one hero that can get somewhere,
Yeah.
and it probably cut right on for Martyr.
Oh sure. Yeah.
Probably be the swap.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's fun though. I'm glad that somebody's trying sites, because I feel like they've kind of fallen out of favor, but maybe for good reason. But somebody's gotta prove it, right?
It's definitely not a great strategy.
Yeah. But I mean,
But
when it works, you can definitely make somebody upset. So
yeah, that's what I'm going for. Maximum tilt.
well, that's what I was going for, but I figured you could handle it. So
Yes, that's true. I'm pretty good against tilt for the most part.
I was thinking about playing it last week, but I didn't feel like I had the deck kind of like well figured out. And then I saw that I was playing against you, and I was like, okay, now I gotta. I feel like he would be a good opponent to who would be a good sport about it. I mean, not that most people wouldn't be, but like just I figured you would appreciate it in a sense as well. And so then you said that you were bringing a janky deck, and I was like, okay, great, it'll be perfect. It'll be jank versus jank. And yeah, I think the Matthew draws for the first two turns was definitely I think what got me to make sure to actually be able to pull off my jank.
To get all your stuff together, yeah.
Right.
I probably should have put a little more down. It probably only would have been like 2 or 3 cards difference, but
Yeah, if you didn't have all the negate neutrals, I think I would have been set up pretty good for a turn 2 combo. But yeah,
what else we got here? Oh yeah, and there's treasures to reserve too.
yeah, I mean one of the big things is that I need to get Jeremiah in the discard pile.
Yeah.
On by turn 2. So if I don't have him in my opening hand, I can't just discard him in my discard phase. But I've got Prosperity, and then A-Bomb, and
Discard your own.
yeah, and then Bearing Grudges. I can play that in territory to discard him too. But
you got to get him in your hand in order to do any of that stuff.
Yep. So yeah, that turn that I played Spirit as a Dove, I was thinking about if I hadn't played False Peace, I probably would have just searched for Jeremiah and then discarded him at the end of turn. But I ended up drawing into him with Matthew anyway, so it worked out.
Nice.
So, all right.
Sounds good.
Well, yeah, good game. Thanks for putting up with the shenanigans.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate shenanigans.
And I'm glad they weren't completely stifled by your negate neutrals, because if you're trying to pull off shenanigans and someone drops 3 negate neutrals on turn 1, then that doesn't always work out. But it's fun to actually try it out or actually get it to work in a game, I guess. I probably won't bring it to the next tournament though. We'll see.
You might get a little more salt from the kids at the tournament.
Right, yeah. Yep.
And Justin, if you do it against him. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, there could be some of that, yep. But
Although he'll have the 100-card deck or whatever he's running now.
Right, yeah, I suppose he'd probably would be able to recover. I don't know. I'd I'd have to put a little more thought into crafting my reserve more thoughtfully, I guess. You know. How do I manage 100 card decks? I feel like still just attacking the hand is probably the way to go. You're not going to be able to mill them out, so
Yeah,
slow
probably.
down. But cool. All right. Well, we'll catch you later. I suppose probably see you on Sunday.
Yep. See you then. Take care.
Yep. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.